can see him, can you? It's all blended in. Excuse me. There he is. See that little guy? He's hiding. See him? Here in Arizona. They're quick. I think that's what all these little holes are in the ground. If anybody's from Arizona knows what kind of lizard that is or what all these holes are in the ground out here, leave a message down in the comments. Let us know. There he goes. I saw a couple of those roadrunner birds yesterday. I was driving. I didn't have the camera ready. See the holes? They're in the ground everywhere. Looks like there was something digging at them last night, trying to get into them. See there? Looks like something was digging at them last night. There's holes out here everywhere. I don't know if there's scorpions, snakes, mice, rats, lizards, or what. Look at them. The ground's like hollow. Some weird looking trees and plants here. Got like seeds hanging off them. I don't know if it's covered in spider webs or if that's something else on this tree. The cactus looks like he's reaching out to give you a hug. This thing's weird. Looks like a cactus. What cactus is growing upside down off of it? Look out there, can you see how big they are? "30 feet tall, some of them. Look at that guy over there. Looks like he's got his arms out to give you a hug. Go give him a hug. There's rocks in weird places too. Like that. Something put those rocks over there on the grass up against the bushes. And there's dig marks too, if you see. It's like there's a coyote or something going around here flipping rocks looking for something to eat. See, there's another hole in the ground. It looks to me like they're these little holes, and then something dug the big hole up. Dug it into a bigger hole. See all the holes? Holes everywhere. There's the Superstition Mountains again. There's the sun. The high's going to be 110 today. So there's the camper. Hillbilly's truck. So let's set this up here. I don't know if you can see me there at home. Anyway, can you see me there at home? We kind of, you know, as you see in the other video, we kind of like inadvertently stole Hillbilly's truck. It was a little misunderstanding. He's still calling and bitching. He wants it back right away. We lost the drive shaft before Billings, Montana. We went to the auto store and we got universals, and then there was a machine shop that specialized in drive shafts around the corner. And being it was an old farm truck, I figured everything would be under there rusted, especially they salt the roads in New Jersey. So, and I was right. He's a professional. He worked hard to get it done. But I think the drive shaft's bent because we didn't make it all that far. 102 miles maybe, 200 miles. And we lost the drive shaft again in the middle of the night. I'm sorry, no, it was late in the afternoon. The first time was in the middle of the night. So I put the drive shaft in the back of the truck. I put it in four-wheel drive and I locked the hubs in, and we had a front-wheel drive F350 again. And then I got into town, Perry, Idaho. I think that's where it was. Right before the KOA campground where we stayed for 2 days to fix the truck. I got new universals at a auto parts store, different auto parts store. And I put it in. And I made sure to grease it, and I greased the other one. The clip might have came out, being it was worn and stuff and battered up. So I cleaned it real good with brake clean, and I used that liquid weld epoxy stuff, and I glued all the clips in the universals with that, so they're not going to fall out. But I know if I hit over 70 or 70 miles an hour, I get a vibration. So I believe that drive shaft is bent. So we're going to run 65 or less from here back to home in New Jersey. Right now we're 40 miles east of Phoenix, Arizona, staying at the Lost Dutchman Mine State Park campground at the bottom of the Superstitious Mountains. Goldfield Mine is across the street here. But anyway, the front brakes started grinding. Wait, let me rewind. The alternator went bad back in Yellowstone. And I got an alternator, and they didn't have the right one. So I changed the pulley. That was a nightmare. Because the other one about burned up and seized up on the way back. Had this 7.3 liter diesel cranking on that belt, tightening that pulley up. We got back, popped the hood. Still smells burnt. It was cooking. That red copper coil in there, was glowing red inside that armature on that alternator. So we got that changed. Had to work like Superman on steroids to get it loose. And then the plug wasn't right, so I cut the plug off of Hillbilly's truck here, and I put some of them little blue female wire ends on there, and I crimped them in there tight, and then we got it charging that way. The battery light's still on, but I checked everything with a voltmeter. The batteries are good, and it's charging, so how about it? Let the light then. I guess we got out of Yellowstone. We headed out through the Grand Canyon and all that, and the front brakes started grinding. So I went heavy on the trailer brakes. Sometimes I didn't even push the pedal. I just used the hand control on the trailer brakes. There's only one axle working on there. I think we got a busted wire or something from one of the tires blew out. Because on the way here we got, well, the day we bought it, we got a flat, and then we got 2 more flats on the way here because Camping World left that aluminum support rod under the plastic, I guess you call it a fender over the trailer wheels. There's a rod that runs between the 2 axles as a support. They left that unfastened, and I know that because the screw was still in the plastic and the hole wasn't ripped in the metal, so they couldn't have been together, or it would have ripped the screw out of the plastic or ripped the hole in the metal to come unhooked. So anyway, we got beyond that flat then, and now we were leaving Yellowstone, or sorry, leaving the Grand Canyon coming down. Went through Bryce Canyon. We're leaving there coming this way. I hear brakes grinding. So I went easy on them, like I said, heavy on the trailer brakes when I had to. Pretty much highway driving, didn't really have to use the brakes or stop at all. This load here and everything with the camper you're pulling, you're on the level ground, you let off the slight, even downhill, you let off the gas, you start slowing. So we got here yesterday, first thing in the morning, because it's brutally hot here in the summertime like this. It's going to be 110 today by noon. But we got to check out by then, so we're going to hope to be going. But anyway, I did the front brakes yesterday. They were grinding. The one side was metal to metal. The other side was out halfway, but I put all new brakes on anyway. Hillbilly said he only did 1 wheel the last time. I have no idea why. You get 4 sets of 4 pads in a box, put them on. So then I went in and I got showered in the camper and I got washed up and I ate something. I says, boy, I'm beat. You know, that heat really wiped me out here. It was still 85, 90 degrees in the morning doing the brakes like it is now. And then we went to go downtown here to do laundry in the laundromat. And I don't think I made it down there. You could probably still see in view if I was driving. I stepped on the brakes and I hear it's grinding again. I'm like, what the hell is this? So little Jim Country gets out and he says, oh, the back wheel on the passenger side's grinding. I said, well, run up there to the stop sign ahead of me and stand there on the other side and see what that one's doing. Well, the other one's grinding too. So the back brakes are grinding now. But thankfully, they're disc brakes. They ain't drum brakes, and I got to dick around, pull the axles out here. I had to take the rear pan off and change the oil and all that and everything else here. I bought a set of cheap $25 brake pads. And so now I got to put back brakes on this thing. Hillbilly's going to have a new truck by the time I get it back. I hope nothing else breaks. I mean, this thing's nickel and diming me to death here. It only gets 10 miles to the gallon. It's a pig. It is. It's just a thirsty pig. I had a 2003 F350 Super Duty super cab with a 12-foot Redding toolbox body on the back. And I used to pull a car trailer, real heavy homemade steel thing, 12-inch C-channel hitch on it, with a Saturn 4-door sedan on it that weighs about 3,400 pounds. And I used to do 65 miles an hour down the highway with that truck, and I'd get 22 to 23 miles to the gallon. Somebody's got this thing screwed up. I told him, I think these tires are too small for one. He needs to put bigger tires on it. Stop being so damn cheap. And they used to do hot shot loads with this truck before he got it. I think somebody screwed with that rear of that transmission. He said the guy put a transmission in it once, and I think he put a low geared transmission in here. Because we even tried slowing down. We did 55 miles an hour pulling the camper. I mean, it pulls easy, but we did 55 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour for 280 some miles or something like that, and then we filled the tank back up and checked our fuel mileage, and we got 9.5 miles to the gallon. I was almost downhill all the way here. We dropped 4,000 feet in elevation to get here, and I burned 10.25 miles to the gallon. So I don't know, but listen, this is where we're at. We're in Arizona. We got to fix the brakes here. We're going to head south and get some more ghost towns on footage. So anyway, we're going to try to film the brake job. I don't know if you want to see it or not, but I'm going to stop the video now and then restart it for the brakes. Be a separate video.